ちは。こんにちは。Hello. How are you doing today? I am Megumi from ILA Gifu. And I am teaching English. Nice to meet you. もしかしたらね、初めてご覧いただく方もいらっしゃるかなと思っておりますが、ILA 岐阜というね、岐阜県各務原市にあります英語教室、多読の教室をやっておりますめぐみです。オンラインでもね、生徒さん、多読を楽しんでくださっている方もいらっしゃいます。で、今日はですね、今までですね、私少しずつうちの教室にあります、図書館の本だったりもしますが、絵本をご紹介するということで、100冊を目標にね、やってまいりまして、100冊に達したところで、かなり満足して、と同時に、若干、あんまりこうやってね、本を見せながら読むのはどうなのかなって思うところもあって、迷いながらやってるんですね。いろいろとやった方がいいんじゃないかななんていうね、ご意見いただくこともあったりしつつ、でも私ね、もともと始めようと思ったのは、英語の絵本をね、子供たちに読み聞かせをするときに、私が始めた十何年前っていうのは、YouTube とかまだそんなになかったし、CD が頼みの綱だったんですけど、CD がない、音源がない絵本っていうのが多かったので、だんだんとこう YouTube がね、盛んになってきた時に、音源になるものがあるといいなと思って、もう今ね、私が読まなくっても、世の中には音源が溢れ返っているくらいなんですけれども、もともとこのね、私の YouTube のチャンネルを始めた目的っていうのは、音源になればいいなと。英語の多読っていうのをね、お家で取り入れている人たちにとって、ちょっとヘルプになるようなね、チャンネルになったらいいのかななんてね、思うところがあって始めました。でも、未だに、亀の歩みなので、100冊、何年かかかってね、100冊に達して満足をしているところなんですけど、さっきもね、本棚をぼーっと眺めながら、まだこの本読んでないな、これも読んでないな、みたいなのがね、いっぱいあるので、ちょっと、もしかしたらね、どこからかお叱りを受けるようなことっていうのもね、あるかもしれないんですけど、マイペースにね、読んでいけたらいいかなって思っています。で、今日はですね、もう本当これはね、全然、なんだろう、絵本じゃないんですよ。Nate the Great and the Halloween Hunt というね、こちらの本を読んでいこうかなと思いまして、でこれが、そんな絵本じゃないので、見せながら読むようなもんでもないし、私が読みたいなって思ったので、読んでいきたいと思います。ちょっと私の顔なんてそんなに見たくないと思いますので、こんな感じになるかもしれませんけど、はい、読んでいこうかなと思います。Halloween Hunt。ネイト君のね、お話で。でね、書いてないや。YL2 にはいかないなっていうぐらいのね、割とちょっとね、多読に慣れてきたらね、おすすめの子供ミステリーっていう感じの小説です。読んでいきますね。Nate the Great and Happy Halloween Hunt。Haunted Mansion って感じですね。My name is Nate the Great. I am a detective. Tonight I was locked in a haunted house with my dog Sludge. I was in big trouble. Big trouble. There were no pancakes there. I was on a case, a Halloween case. It started about an hour ago. My dog Sludge and I were looking out our window. We were waiting for witches and clowns and Draculas and princesses to ring our doorbell. Suddenly, I heard a scratch at the door, a loud scratch. I went to the door and opened it. Someone was standing there, in a long dress, a bonnet, and shawl. It was Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother, carrying a trick-or-treat bag in her big teeth. his big teeth. The grandmother was Annie's dog. Fun. 犬がトリックオアトリートに来たというね、そんな状況。I, Nick the Great, did not think that Halloween was a scary holiday until now. Where is Annie? I asked him. Does she know you're out alone on Halloween? I didn't wait for an answer. I dropped some treat into Fang's bag. He wagged his tail and went down the walk. I closed the door behind him. Sludge crawled out from under a chair. I said to him, "Be brave on Halloween. We do not believe in ghosts and goblins, or grandmothers with big teeth." Sludge went back to the window. The doorbell rang. I opened the door. Annie and Rosamond were outside. They were both dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, and they were each carrying a basket covered with a red cloth. "Your grandmother was just here," I said to both of them. "I know it," Annie said. "This is Fang's first year out alone on Halloween." I put some treats in his bag, I said. "And now I'll give you some for your basket." "My basket is already heavy with treat," Rosamond said. "I can't carry any more." "Mine isn't full yet," Annie said. She lifted the napkin from her basket, and I dropped some treats inside. "I am finished with trick-or-treating," Rosamond said. "I came here to ask for your help." "What kind of help?" ちょっとね、飛行機の音がうるさいので。"Oh, what kind of help? One of my cats, Little Hex, is missing," Rosamond said. "He hates Halloween. Every year he tries to hide, but this year I can't find him." "Where are your other 3 cats?" I asked. "Perhaps Little Hex is with them." "Oh no," Rosamond said. "Every Halloween, Super Hex, Big Hex, and Plain Hex go to the old haunted house on the next street and help to haunt it. But Little Hex is too scared, so he hides." It must be Little Hex. "Wait until tomorrow," I said. "Halloween will be over and Little Hex will come out of his hiding place." "But he might be really lost," Rosamond said. "I'm so worried. I can't eat any of my treats. Please help me." "Very well. I, Nick the Great, will take your case. Tell me, when was the last time you saw Little Hex?" "He was following Annie and me," Rosamond said. "Where did you go tonight?" I asked. "First, I put on my costume," Rosamond said. "And then I went to Annie's house. Little Hex followed me there." "And then what?" "Annie finished dressing up Fang. She sent him on his way. Then Annie and I went to Claude's house. He gave us some cookies. We put them in our basket. Next, we went to Esmeralda's house. She gave us her special Halloween biscuits." "Wait, was Little Hex still following you?" "Yes," Rosamond said. Then Esmeralda asked Annie and me to help her get into her gorilla costume. So Annie and I stepped into the house, and Little Hex did too. Annie and I helped Esmeralda become a gorilla. They helped to wear gorilla costume. It's funny costume. The 3 of us started to leave Esmeralda's house. That's when I noticed that Little Hex was gone. "Then he's probably still in Esmeralda's house," I said. No, we looked everywhere in her house, Annie said. Was Esmeralda's door open or closed while you were helping her with her costume? I asked. Open, Annie said. So little Hex probably escaped outside, I said. It is hard to find a small black cat in the dark, but I will go out and hunt for him. Oh, thank you, Rosamond said. I will go home and wait for you to bring him back. Rosamond and Annie left. I wrote a note to my mother. This is his note. Dear Mother, I am on a Halloween case. I am hunting for little Hex, who would rather hide than hunt. I will be back, unless a grandmother with big teeth uses them on me. Love, Nate the Great. What reading? I got a flashlight. Sludge and I went out into the night. I saw two pirates ahead of us. Excuse me, I said. Have you seen Rosamond's cats? Little Hex. The pirates turned around. They were Finley and Pip. We have just started on our rounds, Finley said, and all we've seen are dancing artichoke and a robot. Can you see dancing artichoke and a robot? いろんなコスチュームの人がね、いますから。Sludge and I walked up and down the street. We saw more pirates and monsters and kings and artichokes. But we didn't see little Hex. Where could he be? What would a scared cat do on Halloween? I asked Sludge. Then I had an idea. Perhaps little Hex wasn't scared anymore. Perhaps I should be looking for a brave cat and not a scared one. Perhaps this year little Hex is learning how to haunt, I said to Sludge. I, Nate the Great, don't believe in haunted houses, but we must go to that old house and hunt for little Hex. Sludge did not look happy, but we walked to the old house. It looked haunted. It looked like every ghost who had ever haunted anything was haunting this house on this night. Sludge and I crept up the front steps. They creaked. I knew they would. I knocked on the door. It creaked. I knew it would. I opened the door. It squeaked. I knew it would. I stepped into the house. Sludge slunk in. Creaking door. Squeaking door. I called out, Super Hex, Big Hex, Plain Hex, Little Hex, any Hex, are you here? You have 1 minute to show your faces. Then Sludge and I are leaving. I started to count the seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slap! The door shut behind us. I tried to open it. It was stuck. There must be another door, I said to Sludge. I flashed my flashlight around. I saw cobwebs and old furniture, draped with white sheets. I heard creaking and clanking and shrieking. Is that you, cat? I shouted. I saw 3 pairs of eyes glowing at me in the dark. Cat's eyes. They belonged to Super Hex, Big Hex, and Plain Hex. Then they disappeared. I flashed my flashlight all over the house. The 3 cats were gone, but how did they get out of the house? How could Sludge and I get out? I heard more clinks and clanks and shrieks. The cats had left. So what was making those ghostly noises? I need the great, now believed in haunted houses. We had to get out of here. I found another door. It was locked. I tried windows. They were locked. There must be a way out, I thought. Locked window. The cats got in and got out. I kept looking. And then in front of me, I saw a ghost. I don't believe in ghosts, so how could I see one? But it was creeping toward me dressed in a white sheet. And suddenly I knew I had solved the case. Little Hex must be under the sheet, learning how to haunt. I lifted the sheet. Sludge was huddled under it. He was hiding. I unwrapped him. He led me to another room. He found a hole. It was small, but he dug in it, making it bigger. It was big enough for us to crawl into. It led to the outside. We were free. Good work, Sludge, I said. We walked down the street, away from the house. We were happy to do that. Little Hex was not. In the haunted house, I said. We are back to looking for a scared cat. Did I have any clues? Pancakes help me think. Bones help Sludge think. We went home. We ate. I thought back. The last time Rosamond saw Little Hex. 骨を食べるスルージとパンケーキを食べるメイトク。The last time Rosamond saw Little Hex was when he followed her into Esmeralda's house. Then he was gone. Esmeralda and Annie and Rosamond had searched Esmeralda's house, but they could not find Little Hex. Very little. So he must have gone out into the night, alone. But why would he do that when he was scared of Halloween? Sludge was scared of Halloween too. He had hidden under a chair in my house and under a sheet in the haunted house. Perhaps Little Hex was hiding under something. But where? We must go where Little Hex was last seen, I said. Sludge and I went to Esmeralda's house. She was there, eating from her bag of treats. I'm looking for Little Hex, I said. He isn't here, Esmeralda said. She's eating. Want some of my treats? My bag got too heavy to carry around. I stared at Esmeralda's treats. Suddenly, I remembered something. I remembered lots of things. I remembered clues. I have no time for treats, I said. I must go to Rosamond's house right away. Sludge and I rushed to Rosamond's house. She was lying on a sofa. She was still wearing her little Red Riding Hood costume. She looked strange in it. Like this. Rosamond looked strange in everything. I was just at Esmeralda's house, I said. She was eating some of her treat. I'm still not hungry, Rosamond said, pointing to her covered basket on a table. I'm too sad to eat. I think I know where Little Hex is, I said. Where? Where is he? Rosamond clutched her red cloak. I, Ned the Great, walked over to Rosamond's basket. I lifted up the red cloth that was on top of it. Reached the red cloth. And there was little hex. Can you see? First asleep in the basket. It's little hex, Rosamond cried. Yes, I said. I need the great. Say that you've been carrying him around ever since you left Esmeralda's house. I have? Yes, he must have crawled into your basket at Esmeralda's house while you and Annie were busy helping Esmeralda become a gorilla. But how could he fit inside? Rosamond asked. Where are the treats I collected? There are a few left in the basket, I said. Little Hex probably ate most of them and took their place under the napkin and hid there. Sludge hid under a chair and a sheet tonight. When you're scared, you might hide under something. Sludge gave me that clue twice. Rosamond stroked Little Hex. Stroked. But how did you know that Little Hex was hiding in my basket? She asked. He could have been hiding anywhere. You gave me the clue, I said. You told me that you and Annie started out together, doing trick or treat. When you got to my house, Annie had room in her basket for treats. But you said your basket was too heavy. How come your basket was heavier than Annie's? They should have been the same because you both went to the same places. I need the great. Say that your basket was full of Little Hex and he was full of your treats. No wonder it was heavy. I'm so happy to have Little Hex back, Rosamond said. Let's have a Halloween party to celebrate. I'll go outside and invite everybody else I see, including your grandmother with the big teeth, I asked. Sure, Rosamond said. Fan probably collected more treats than anybody. I believe that, I said. But I will never be hungry enough to take food from Fan's fan. Sludge and I left. The case was over. Halloween was almost over. No more hunting, no more haunting. What had caused all the clinking and clunking and shrieking in that old haunted house? I would never know. I need the great say that some mysteries are better left unsolved. It's interesting. Say that some mysteries are better left unsolved. なるほど。というね、お話でした。ちょっとね、長いので、まだ多読始めたばっかりだよという方とかはね、なかなか長いっていうだけでね、もうね、嫌になるので、これもね、慣れです。少しずつね、慣れてくると、こういうのもね、読めるようになってくるかなと思います。多分ね、2000語ぐらいなのかなと思うんですけど、ちょっと後でメモっておきますね。コメント欄、概要欄かな。後でコメントメモっておきたいと思います。はい。ということで、概要欄にも貼り付けましたが、ハロウィンのね、本、今ね、ちょっと長めの本を読みましたが、もうちょっとね、短い絵本ですね。絵がいっぱいの本をね、お見せするような読み聞かせ会をオンラインで無料で企画しておりますので、興味のある方はね、そちらもね、チェックしてみてください。ということで、Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye!